Stowaway is an up-and-coming sci-fi thriller film that's coming to Netflix this month. It's hyped to be the sci-fi movie to challenge the current domination of South Korea's instant classic space film, Space Sweepers. To help you prepare for this thriller drop of the year, we will tell you everything you need to know about Stowaway. But before all that, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel with notifications turned on, so you won't miss any of our next videos. Now, let's get on with what you came here for. Fact number 1 about Stowaway. This film isn't packing a sole Hollywood A-lister. You're probably familiar with Stowaway because you heard that Twitter darling Anna Kendrick is starring in it. Well, she is, but aren't you wondering who else is starring in this highly anticipated film? Turns out, Anna Kendrick will be joined by some of the industry's most brilliant yet highly underrated talents for this one. So we have Kendrick playing the lead role of Zoe Levinson, a medical researcher. She will be joined by Toni Collette, who will play the role of Marina Barnett, the commander of the spaceship where most of the events in the film take place. Toni Collette is an Australian actress, producer, and singer-songwriter who is better known for her work in independent and feature films. You may have spotted her playing supporting roles in movies like Krampus, Hereditary, and Knives Out. You might also remember her for her Emmy-winning role in the United States of Tara. The third member of Stowaway's 4-person space crew would be Michael Adams, the stowaway and launch plan engineer. The role will be played by Shamier Anderson, a Canadian actor who's known for playing U.S. Deputy Marshal Xavier Dawes on the television series Wynonna Earp. Rounding up the Stowaway crew is Dae Kim, the ship's resident biologist. He will be played by no less than Dae Kim, an American actor, producer, and voice actor, best known for his role as Jin Soo Kwon in Lost and Chin Ho Kelly in Hawaii Five-0. He also had remarkable guest roles as Ken Seung in ER, Tom Baker in 24, and Dr. Cassian Shin in New Amsterdam. As mentioned earlier, some of these movie stars may be underrated, but it doesn't mean they're not talented. Needless to say, what the Stowaway cast and crew lacked in quantity, as there are only 4 actors in the movie, they made up for in terms of a quality stellar ensemble. Fact number 2 about Stowaway. The film promises a rather dark plot. When you hear the name Anna Kendrick, you will surely picture her slew of feel-good roles in feel-good movies like Pitch Perfect, but Stowaway is unlike anything she's ever done. Here's the official plotline premise for the sci-fi film. The crew of a spaceship headed to Mars discovers an accidental stowaway shortly after takeoff. Too far from Earth to turn back, and with resources quickly dwindling, the ship's medical research emerges as the only dissenting voice against the group consensus that is already decided in favor of a grim outcome. Right off the bat, we can tell that this movie is a rather complex and visually striking rendition of the classic trolley problem. A sneak peek of the trailer will confirm what you already are suspecting. This is a high-anxiety film, which may or may not result in a happy ending. Anna Kendrick also likened the character's conundrum to the classic and cautionary trolley problem, as the team would have to debate what they are willing to give up and what they might have to sacrifice in order to save themselves. Fact number 3 about Stowaway. It's a masterclass on the basics of philosophy. As discussed by Looper, the perils of space exploration gets a philosophical twist in Stowaway. Here's exactly what happens at the start of the film. We see the characters of Anna Kendrick, Toni Collette, and Dae Kim talking about their 2-year space mission. You know, typical astronaut stuff. But then they discover that one unfortunate launch support engineer has been trapped in a storage compartment in the spaceship all this time. As their title would imply, launch support engineers are not supposed to even lift off from the ground, much less be inside the spaceship as it launches off into another planet. But hey, at least the trio of scientist astronauts were welcoming of their surprise hitchhiker and were even willing to teach him the ropes of being an astronaut, giving him a fighting chance of making it back to Earth after their 2-year mission to Mars. But unfortunately for everyone in the spaceship, his crash course in being an astronaut did not go very well. He ended up destroying the spaceship's life support systems. Now the ship has just enough oxygen for 3 people, which is a bummer because there were 4 of them, so collectively they have to make decisions about what they should do to survive. The crew invested their entire life's work into making it to the Red Planet to begin the process of making it habitable for humans. And that's definitely a noble endeavor, but still the choice to boot one of them from the spaceship is not as clear-cut or clinical as it seems. Needless to say, Stowaway presents some compelling questions about humanity and what it really means to survive, especially when you're orbiting around a mindless void without much choices anyway. Fact number 4 about Stowaway. It's gonna feel a lot like Arctic. If you're not sure you want to watch something that feels so anxiety-ridden as Stowaway, you could check out Arctic for an approximation of how watching Stowaway might feel like. See, Stowaway is directed by Joe Penna from a script he co-wrote with Morrison. These two geniuses had previously collaborated on the 2018 survival drama Arctic, which starred Mads Mikkelsen as a man stranded in a snowy wilderness after his plane crashed. Mikkelsen had to make several life-or-death decisions so he could be rescued. Penna and Morrison revealed in one interview that they first envisioned Arctic to be set in Mars, but because of some budget limitations, they reworked the whole thing so they could film most of it in Iceland instead. But it seems the idea of making a space film never left their minds, so now that they have a little more budget leeway, they returned to space for the story in Stowaway. Because the two are basically coming back to some ideas they had already bounced around when they were first writing Arctic, it should come as no surprise that there are some common themes that we can find between the stories in Stowaway and Arctic. Though the settings are literally worlds apart, both movies feature a compelling man versus nature narrative, with nature as the biggest villain in both. In Stowaway, the main characters are faced with some of the most unique challenges, even for astronauts, but at the core, their basic struggle to survive the elements of nature is still a relatively classic one. Fact number 5 about Stowaway: Anna Kendrick is still the bad gal here. Even for her previously made feel-good movies, Anna Kendrick never plays characters who just do exactly as they are told. In Stowaway, Kendrick, as medical doctor Zoe Levinson, will find herself at odds with her two crewmates, one of whom is the captain of the ship. She wants to go one direction while the other two have different answers to questions like, how much are you willing to risk? And do you roll the dice on everyone dying just to save one person? Fact number 6 about Stowaway: it's the space film of the future. Right now, Netflix fans are still raving about South Korea's space sweepers because of how it portrayed life in space in such a polished, futuristic manner. Well, it looks like Stowaway is ready to give space sweepers a run for their money. In addition to presenting an all-new take on the classic trolley problem, you can also look forward to some nifty new space techniques in this film. Stowaway was shot in the summer of 2019 in Cologne, Germany, and Penna said they explored some of the latest technologies to create the appearance of weightlessness in space, which was important because characters will endure several stages of gravity shifts as they near Mars, and as they explore survival without enough air to sustain all 4 of their lives. Fact number 7 about Stowaway: even the actors starring in it are dying to see the film. Anna Kendrick believes the film is timely in light of the still ongoing global health situation. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, she said, "The thing that feels really relevant is less the isolation of it and more of the kind of problem-solving part of your brain that we were all engaging so vigorously in the first couple of months of the global health situation. You know, just that constant problem-solving where we're all just like, wait, okay, how do we fix this? And just when it seems like you're onto something, there will of course be some very obnoxious fundamental problem." Collette also addressed how the film may resonate with the world we are currently experiencing in quarantine. She mulled, "It's ultimately about community, survival, and sacrifice. Who can't relate to that at the moment?" Fact number 8 about Stowaway: it's coming real soon to a screen near you. Stowaway will be available for streaming on Netflix starting April 22nd. It was in October 2018 when it was announced that Anna Kendrick had been cast to appear in Joe Penna's next film, where she'd be playing a medical researcher. In January 2019, Toni Collette was added to the cast before Shamier Anderson and Dae Kim completed the crew. Filming began on June 11, 2019 and wrapped up after 30 days. Then in December 2020, Netflix acquired distribution rights to the film for most regions, with Prime Video getting its own distribution rights for Canada. And in a matter of days, we will finally be able to see the finished product. And that's everything you need to know about the upcoming Netflix film, Stowaway. We hope you enjoyed our previews. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel with notifications turned on so you won't be missing any of our next videos and film previews.